What is programming? Imagine that where we come from and when we arrive here, the purest, most beautiful river flowing. I'm actually facing a river right now. So, with this crystal clear, sweet water. And imagine that things start getting dumped into the river, our river, chemicals or debris that would come into the river and start blocking the flow. So, programs I see very much in the same way. Programs are great teachers, but we don't want to be running dozens and dozens of programs because it will block, very much like a beaver dam. It'll block the natural flow of who we are, which is a creative being, which is meant to be flowing like a river without all these basically untruths. So let's talk about some examples of programs. School is a way that we could become programmed, what they teach us. Religion could be another way that we could get programmed. Spirituality can program us. Social media, television, the government, our circle of friends, our family lineage, entertainment, the movies. Basically, programming is everywhere. It always has been. There's always been some form of programming that comes in for us, and that's our challenge, and that's our teacher, and that's there for us to transcend and disconnect from. Why do we get programmed? So, like that river I just spoke about, we're meant to be that clear, beautiful, flowing, creative being, and we get programmed because basically we've forgotten that we are made from a fingerprint of creation. We've forgotten this. Basically, we allow the programming to start to come inside of us, come inside our electromagnetic field. So electromagnetic field, arm's length around us, is who we truly are. So the mind, the body, and the spirit. That is what creates us. And that's meant to resonate with clarity and with flow, just like that river. And if we are not paying attention, then all of a sudden we get these leaks, these little tears in our field, and a program can start generating. So we could, have a trauma that could happen to us, and this little tear comes into that field that I was telling you about, and all of a sudden that program can start running in you, which is like fear, that I'm not safe in the world. Fear starts generating. And then from that, we become weakened, and all of a sudden, we become more open to more programming. All of a sudden, we might allow more traumas to come into our life because we're more open to receive the programming. We need to be aware, and that's the key. Is we want to hold on to that beautiful, clear structure that is our natural state, not allow these programs to enter. Now, having said that, it's not something outside of us that is bad that we allow to come in. Yes, it is kind of that, but it's us. Like everything here, guys, is about our personal responsibility. And this is about us not allowing. So we're ultimately the ones that allowed the programming to come in. We are the ones that have allowed this. It's not that something was forced into us. It's like, no, we allowed this tear to happen. And then the programming, it's like we allowed, our beautiful being allowed this to start generating within ourselves. So we don't want to be thinking that, all of that stuff is bad and we are good. It's like it's not about any of that. It's like, why have we allowed this programming to come in the first place? And how can I release it? And that's the great news, is we can all unsubscribe from all the programming if we want to. How do we spot a program? So are we in victimhood? Are we blaming the outside world? Are we suffering? Are we in suffering? And, do we feel heavy? Do we feel stuck? Do we feel depressed? Do we feel anxious? Do we feel shame? Do we feel self-hatred, low self-worth? All of these things would be indicators that there's some programs running inside of us that are not allowing us to reach, our unlimited, our limitless potential, our what I call like pure potential. Because in our natural state, we are pure potential. So we spot it by, are we in those lower frequencies, that we talked about before? So, the low self-esteem, ego, victimhood, blame, all that stuff. Are we in that space? And if so, we would be running programs. So you've been programmed. We've been programmed. Now what? So the key is to clarify. The fundamental part of this teaching is to clarify, because we need the awareness. And the only way for that awareness to come in, which is, that intuition, that awareness to come in is to be clear. So how we do that is we do that with higher frequencies. So we do that by allowing ourselves to become present again in the present moment. When we are present and embodied, so in our body and present, we will become clear. So our eyes can see clearly, our senses get activated. We're like a really activated being, like a human again. It's more than a human. We're, this beautiful being. So we're really activated, and then that intuition is there, and we can be like, oh, I really start noticing how I'm speaking. And I'm speaking like I'm running a program, speaking like I'm a victim here. What we're watching, we watch the algorithm, what pops up for us on social media. Like, is it all, distraction? Is it all fear-based? Is it all propaganda? What are we watching? So we become the observer. But the way to do that is we have to be clear so we can actually see it and know it and intuit it and feel it. That's the key. So clarity, presence, embodiment, and then you will start to witness and know and be able to call things out. So how does one get clarity or become clear? This is the world of frequencies this is how I did it, was with frequencies. The key is that we want to become present. So how do we become present? We can become present, or that stillness, by going into silence. We can go into nature, and we see that in nature, it's just pure presence. In that pure presence, you come into the present moment. And in the present moment, you're not holding on to the past or the future. You're just here right now. And when you're here right now, all your limitless potential is available to you. This is where great decisions can be made. This is where programs can be spotted. And this is where you can opt out of the programming that you're experiencing. So nature, being basically in places that are of a higher frequency, listening to really beautiful music, being with a person who is very clear and of a higher frequency, being with animals, being with babies. For me, being in the ocean, being in the river. There's so many different ways. If you're in the city, it could just be as simple as, connecting to your breath. When we connect to our breath, we become very present. And in that presence, we're not in the past and we're not in the future. And so we're here right now. And when we're here right now, there's only creation, limitlessness. There's only pure potential. So programming can't exist when you're embodied, when you're in your body, and when you're locked in. From what I can see, the ultimate program is the program of creation itself. And that is our natural state. We are naturally meant to just be these creative beings that, manifestation is like, that is just automatic. Being limitless is automatic. So it wouldn't be that, you have the program of limitlessness, or you have the program of being able to manifest, or the program of abundance. It's that when you are in that ultimate program, which is the program of pure creation, all of that is gifted to you. That is our natural state. You would be generating the higher frequencies. You would be in the ultimate program, which is the creation program, which is basically, like I said, it's pure potential. So it's where anything is possible. And when you're running that in the present moment all day long, there will be so many possibilities for you available to choose from. So, in life, these challenges arise for us. Some people call them problems. I like to call them challenges, because that's why we incarnated. That's why we're here, to know ourselves, to experience challenges. And so as these challenges come to us, approach us, because we're in the creation frequency, the creation program, we are able to see so many choices, so many unlimited potentialities for us, that we get to choose with joy and with our flavor and with our, what delights us. We get to choose in that way how we want to move through a challenge. So the ultimate program is the creation program, and every other program has some kind of stopgap in it, some kind of you're not quite there yet, if that makes sense. But you can build with, you can build with programs. Yes, you can build with all the programs. You can know yourself more and more and more. You can learn from them. But ultimately, we want to jump and transcend into the creation program. And that's really what this whole space is about, is for us to remember again what is already inside of you, your natural state, which is you already run and have that natural program, which is creation itself. And all those other ones, they're minuscule actually in the big picture. They're tiny little teachers. They're little teachers along the way that can help redirect us so we can choose something better, so we can start to really recognize the patterns that we're running, the ruts we see ourselves fall into, the programs, and so we can see them so clearly that we can say, you know what, I'm ready to actually become one again with my natural state, which is the ultimate program of all, which we can all, it's already there. It's already there. So it's just about finding it again within yourself and reclaiming it.